Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Today is episode number 299 on my journey to 1800 ELO. So, if you guys enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and we're going to get right into today's game. So, switch the scene, get some tunes on for you guys. And I think we're good to go. 15-10 minute pool, here we come. We are rated 1355, which is an all-time peak. And I'm pretty proud of our progression. Yesterday was an insane game. If you haven't watched that, you should. It was probably the lowest accuracy game I've ever had. But my opponent also played with like the lowest accuracy ever. So it was fun. Tart to cower variation. So, I'm up a pawn. If I develop this knight, he can still just take. I think I should take. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get this knight out, maybe play a6. We'll see if he allows me to do it. Okay, he doesn't, which is fine. I'm going to break the pin with my bishop. Going to get this knight out. I've never played this variation before, so I might need to slow down here. He seems pretty familiar, but his moves also seem relatively easy. Not too hard to figure out. So I'm going to fianchetto the bishop. And he's ahead in development, but we are up a pawn, so. Okay, so I'm assuming that he wants to push the pawn. And that's fine. I'm going to just kind of let him do his thing. So he's pinning my queen, or like to the pawn, basically. If I castle and he plays here, yeah, I'm just going to castle. This might be terrible. I'm not really sure, but so I'm going to take with the knight. He can take this with his queen. So if I take this, I'm attacking his queen. Take this, I'm attacking his queen. If he takes my queen, I would have to take... No, that doesn't work. So he's trying to win the bishop, basically. So if I do this and he takes here and I take here and he takes here, if I do this and he takes, I take, if I bring a rook over, I don't even know what I do here. So this is double attacked and it's defended, but he's going to take. So if I take here, he takes here. I take. He takes. I take. I take here. I'm up a bishop. He takes my queen. I take his queen. He takes a rook. So I have a queen and a bishop. He has a queen and a rook. I take his rook. I have a queen, a bishop, and a rook. And he just takes the bishop. If I do this and he takes here, I guess I just move the queen. So if I take, he takes the queen. I take the queen. He takes a rook, and I take. This feels so scary for me. So I have a bishop, a knight, a rook, and a queen. He has a bishop, a knight, a rook, and a queen, and I'm up 2 pawns. Word. Word to your mother. So he's going to move a rook to one of these squares, for sure. Gonna see what the bishop wants to do. I can do this, but he's gonna take that. So I could defend by just putting him on light squares. Could also push the pawn forward. I'm just gonna protect my pawns, get the rook out. His pieces are a bit more active than mine. So I'm going to attack the bishop. Okay. If I do this, he takes, I take, he takes. I would like to take his bishop. So I'm going to get my king out now. I think this is a good move. So he's attacking this and he's attacking this. If I do this and he takes that, I can just take with check. Can't go here. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Could have just pushed the pawn, I guess. So now I can't take the pawn, but I can get my king up. So if I do this, he takes, I take. Push, takes. I have more pawns. I'm just pushing. So I guess he wants to go here. I'm thinking about just walking my king over this way. Now if he goes there, maybe I just go here. Knights are so tricky. So if I do this, he can just push the pawn. What is he planning on doing? I'm just going to back my bishop up to like c7 to maybe try and put it over here. Just keep it like a defensive piece. So he's attacking the pawn. What does he want to do? This next? If I push the pawn. What if I just go over here? He goes here. I take. If I push the pawn, he goes here. Can I just go there? To defend. I'm going to push the pawn and just be as annoying as possible. It's a fork. I might have lost this now. If I go here, if I go here, what does he do? Just gonna get my king as far forward as I can and start throwing the pawns down. So if I go here, he goes back. If I go here, what does he do? Goes here. If I go here, what does he do? This might be a draw. I can still get it up. He's up a pawn. Well, he's up a piece. I'm up pawns. He's playing so fast. She's playing so fast. Divine Devil Lou. It's probably a girl. I do that a lot, where I just assume every chess player that I play is a guy. It's not really what I should do. So they're spending a minute and thinking. I'm pretty sure she's going to take. So if I do this, he goes here, I go here. Alright, we won that game. I have reached a new peak of 1363, and I'm excited to see how we played. Let's see. We played with 80.1% accuracy. I had 4 blunders. No inaccuracies, no mistakes, and no misses, but I had 4 blunders. It's actually crazy looking. I've never, look at this. 80.1% accuracy, and I had 4 blunders. That's a wild stat right there. Let's look at it. I'll get back into this for you guys full screen. So we start off pretty normally. I took here, which is the best move. He takes, I get this knight out, and the reason I did was to help cover this square a bit more. They immediately go to pin my knight, which is kind of like the move I didn't want him to play, but it is what it is. The best move here was to clarify things with like a6. But we fianchettoed our bishop and went for a game like this. I'm not real sure why the queen to a5 is such a good move, but I guess it's just because it gets off of the pin, maybe. And if they push that... Yeah, I don't know exactly why, but this is straight up a blunder. Bringing the knight back is what needed to happen. And what happened is we got in a huge predicament here, and I didn't play correctly. They didn't either, but this was a miss. They can just take the bishop. If I take with the knight, I'm gonna actually probably get the same problem, because they can bring the queen in, and I'm gonna not be able to defend the bishop, or the knight, excuse me. So if they had taken and I took with the knight, they can double up or put pressure on that knight, and I cannot defend it. So putting the queen in front maybe wouldn't be best, but I don't know. There's a way there that doesn't work. This was my only move. They had to take the bishop here with the queen. But they took my rook instead, so I took their queen, they take my rook, and then I take their rook. And I calculated this. It took me a little bit, but I calculated it, and it just seemed like it worked if he did it like that. And he gets the bishop back. But we're up 2 pawns. So I thought this was fine, and it should be a winning endgame if we play it correctly. So that was most of the blunders. We still have 2 or 3 more blunders to go. But I think up until here we played a pretty good game. We just had a lot of pawns. Like, he really couldn't do much about the fact that we had so many pawns. So bishop here was better, and I kind of thought about that just to, like, alleviate him from ever pushing that pawn. It just would be better. This was a blunder, and it's because I just lose my bishop. So we knew about that one. Do we have another blunder? I took this pawn, and this was a blunder, and he missed the move. The move is he just takes the pawn. Like, what was I supposed to do here? What was my best move? To move the king forward. Okay. I must oh my god, that's a blunder again. And it's because it blunders this pawn. I think that it's giving me blunders and I can't really avoid it. What's my best move here? Okay. I mean, it still blunders a pawn, so I don't really get why it's called a blunder. He's not going to win. You're right, computer. But I'm just saying, and this is the best move. I mean, I get that, but if he wanted to, he could still take the pawn. He's still losing, but, I mean, I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me why I called that a blunder. Maybe you guys understand more. So here he sacks the knight, but I'm just fast enough and he can't do anything about it. So, let's go back to this. We played like a, oh my gosh. Played like a 1750 and our opponent played like a 1500. And like I said, we had 4 blunders, 0 misses, 0 mistakes, 0 inaccuracies. And we played like a really good game except for 4 moves. So this one's a pretty good one to like, for me to like look over because it was kind of it's a popular opening that people play. And it's good for me to learn how to deal with it. And I think that my calculation in the middle, my big calculation was good. So I'm happy. It's better than yesterday's game is all I can say. If you guys didn't watch yesterday's game, you should go back and watch that one. That one's a good one. Good as in bad chess, but it was fun. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed. I will catch you guys tomorrow. See you then.